What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to stay daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, in this video today, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the John Harbaugh press conference that was held yesterday. Now, obviously, whenever there's more press conferences, I will talk about those as well, but there's just so much information to come through. I don't want to make like one super long video, because the reason why I do these shorter videos is so that you guys don't have to watch the 45-minute press conferences. So I like to break it up so then you guys can just check out the parts that you're interested in. So yesterday I talked about, his takes on Greg Roman staying. Today I'm going to be talking about the Ravens strength and conditioning and a little bit of the health aspect of what was discussed in that press conference. So another thing before we get into the video, make sure to check out the TikTok. Oh my goodness, I still point the wrong way every single time. But if you guys are interested in just hearing my broad NFL takes in quick, short videos, if you guys like the YouTube shorts that I post, those come from TikTok. I post a couple times every day on TikTok about those sorts of things. But if not, it's all good. You don't have to if you don't want to. Let's get into this video. Let's talk about it. The Baltimore Ravens are sticking with their strength and conditioning coaches. And I think that is something that a lot of Ravens fans may be a little bit surprised by, because if you look at it in this most recent season, I'm going to call it the most devastating season in Baltimore Ravens history. Now, there may be other seasons that you could argue for that, but I think it was the most devastating. This was a team that we felt like was a Super Bowl contender. Some even thought that we were Super Bowl favorites. And before the season even starts, in the same day, starting running back Gus Edwards out for season. Pro Bowl, All-Pro cornerback Marcus Peters out for season. Both non-contact injuries. That's tough, right? Then, about a week later, Ravens playing against the Browns in the preseason. I believe it was the Browns. I apologize if I'm incorrect on that. Maybe it was Washington. I can't really remember now. I feel really bad. But J.K. Dobbins runs the ball. Out for season. Then we're like, okay. We got Justice Hill. Whatever. Third string running back. Oh, out for season. Then we're like, oh my goodness. Okay. Who can we get? Who can we get now? All right. Well, we can bring in these other guys and all these other backups, and it's like, okay, we can try it. We play in the first game. We play a little bit. Ronnie Stanley out for season. Okay. Derek Wolfe, when's he coming back? Oh, he's not. Okay. All right. It's all good. We're playing this season, and then all of a sudden, Deshaun Elliott out for season. Okay. We still got Marlon, though. Out for season. All right, whatever. We lost Marlon. We lost Marcus Peters. We lost all these guys. We still have Lamar Jackson. We still got Lamar. We're good. Even though he's been missing, Rashad Bateman because of his injury and the, coming back and all this stuff. We still got Lamar. Okay? That's the one thing we need to be competitive. It's the one thing. Bone bruise. Ankle sprain. Out for season. The Baltimore Ravens had a significant injury problem, if you did not know, and I assume all of you know that. And it wasn't just, one side of the ball. It wasn't just one particular position. It was every position. Every position was getting hurt. Every position was having significant injuries. Lamar's wasn't like that significant of an injury, but all the other ones were pretty significant injuries. And, when we're looking at that and looking towards next year, whenever you have mistakes, whether it's coaching, whether it's play style, in the press conference, I don't want to talk about it too much. John Harbaugh talked about how there were some fourth down situations where receivers ran the wrong routes. What do? You fix that, right? Whatever went wrong, you fix it. That is what you work on. Okay. If you're a basketball player and you missed the game-winning free throw in the NBA Finals, What do you do in that offseason? You make sure you're going to hit that free throw. You fix it. You fix that problem. You miss some throw, for example, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson started his rookie year. He wasn't completing that many percent, like a high percentage of his passes. So what did he do? He fixed it. He went into the offseason. He worked his butt off to be a better passer. And he is. It is very clear that he's gotten significantly better. Very clear. So when we look at the Ravens' injury problem, we look at the Ravens' significant injuries that they have had in this last season. We look at the grass that they're using. We look at everything. What do you have to do? You have to fix it. Now, I think a lot of people may have expected for them to fix it, they would need to get something new, some new coaches, a new training regimen, a new way to move, a new way to practice. And they don't seem to be doing that in terms of bringing in new personnel. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to make changes. They are absolutely going to be looking at everything. John Harbaugh talked about how he's going to be looking at the grass and he's going to be looking at, the way that they're practicing and everything like that. Like, they are looking into it, but they're not making I guess I'll call it the drastic change to fire anybody as of right now as it stands. But overall, I think that shows John Harbaugh's confidence. And I'm not trying to slander John Harbaugh in any way. That's not the point of this video. But I just think it's another thing that's adding into like this Harbaugh's not firing anybody sort of mentality. They made it seem like Wink Martindale kind of wanted out of Baltimore. And maybe Harbaugh did fire him. We don't really know. But like, the whole criticism of Harbaugh over the last couple of years has been he's too buddy-buddy with everyone. He doesn't want to fire anyone. He doesn't want to fire Greg Roman. Well, he's not really firing the strength and conditioning coach. So is that him being too buddy-buddy, or is that him having confidence in the guys that he has? And I'm not trying to say one way's right and one way's wrong. I just think that it's a little bit interesting that the same thing is happening with the strength and conditioning side of things rather than the overall offense. But, it's not like a horrible negative. I'm not trying to go out there and be like, this is a terrible move by the Ravens. No, I mean, if you're going to make changes, but make sure to make changes, because we see it. There are teams that every year are devastated by injuries every year. For example, the LA Chargers, formerly the San Diego Chargers. It seems like every year they start off the season. Last year was actually pretty good for them. Every year they start off the season, and then it's like, oh, they're pretty good. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there goes Bosa, there goes Derwin James, there goes Keenan Allen, there goes Mike Williams. And it's like, oh, wow. They're all injured now. That's unfortunate. Those types of things, you don't want to be one of those teams that gets injured. That hasn't been an issue for the Ravens, or a significant issue. Obviously, every team deals with injuries. You're not going to remove injuries from the sport of football. You're not. But you want to reduce the non-contact injuries. That's the biggest thing, right? If a guy gets hit, like Lamar Jackson's injury, I'm not looking at the Ravens coaching staff being like, oh, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. How could you let this happen? No, Lamar Jackson's escape in the pocket, gets hit in the leg, hurts his ankle. It's not an injury that I'm like, oh, you got to make sure that you avoid those at all costs. No. That's football. Unfortunate things happen when you're playing football. But when you're going out there and you're, trying to cover a guy, and then you are in a 10-step drop back as a cornerback, and you hurt your leg on a cut. Yeah, maybe we want to remove that. And I think every team wants to remove that. And that's the age-old question of the NFL. That's the age-old question of health, is how to keep guys from getting non-contact injuries. Just got to make sure that you try something different. Okay. Whether it's changing the field, I don't know if that needs to be that drastic of a change, but maybe it's changing the conditioning regimen that Harbaugh makes everyone do for the test. The crazy test that they all do. There's just so many things going on with player health and all those things. Just got to make sure that you stay on top of it. And I wanted to talk about that in this video. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys like these sort of videos, because I really like breaking down the press conferences into multiple videos, because I do feel like, I remember when I didn't have the time to watch the whole things, and I loved seeing like recaps. And I know the Ravens put out a recap, but their recaps are like 2.5 minutes long. And I feel like we've want a little bit more analysis than that, but they do a great job in the recaps. Check them out if you haven't already. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any other topics you want me to go over from the press conferences. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow, probably with a live stream because it is Wednesday. So tomorrow night should be a live stream. Should be a lot of fun. Make sure to come through. But I'll see all of you again.